y'all. Today I'm going to be making some smothered squash. I wanted to make squash casserole, but I desperately need to go to the grocery store. I'm running out of ingredients, so I'm just going to be doing smothered squash. But I love smothered squash. I can eat the whole pot by myself, and I will because I'm the only one here that eats smothered squash. But I don't mind that. It's a very simple, easy recipe. I basically cook it the same way I do my smothered potatoes. There's not very many ingredients. There's not much work to it at all. The first thing I'm going to do is start with some bacon and onions. So I'm just going to put some bacon in my frying pan over here and let it get real crispy while I slice up half of an onion. And I cut my bacon right down the middle to make smaller pieces. To me, it's just easier to use when you're cooking like this, like using it for seasoning. And since I've got enough bacon and I'll be using onions, I'm gonna make me a little bit of onion bacon for a snack too, because I haven't eaten it today. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but there is a chainsaw going on outside in the yard, and this is day 2 of it, and it is driving me crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy listening to that all day. So if y'all can hear it, that's what it is. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna slice half of a yellow onion. Alright, so I've got my bacon in my pan. I like to cook my bacon low and slow because it just cooks it more evenly. It doesn't get all curly, you know, on the edges. It just comes out good and perfectly evenly crispy. I'm just gonna let my bacon cook till it's done. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but now they got a weed eater out there. I mean, the grass don't even grow this time of year, y'all. Everything was frozen last week. What do you need a weed eater for? I'm usually pretty patient and calm, but this is working on my last nerve. This has been 2 days of this, all day and half the night. The chainsaw, now there's a weed eater too. What are you doing with the weed eater? The grass don't grow this time of year. It's crazy, and it's working on my last nerve. But anyways, while I'm waiting on my bacon to cook, I'm going to cut up my squash and try to ignore the background noise. So I've just got 3 yellow squash, and I'm just going to slice them. I washed them, but I don't peel mine. And I pretty much just slice these the same width or the same size as my smothered potatoes, just like this, like a cucumber. That's how I slice a cucumber. I'll slice up my squash and put it in this bowl over here. Alright, so our bacon's crispy. Now I'm going to put my onions in, and I'm not going to leave all this bacon in here. Some of it I'm going to eat as a little snack. I call it onion bacon. You just get your bacon crispy and you put your onions in there. And you just let the onions cook a few minutes, and then you take a few pieces of bacon out and eat them. It just covers the bacon in like a sweet oniony glaze, and it's very, very good. If you like onions and bacon and you've never tried it, I suggest trying it because it's very good. Next time you're cooking something with bacon and onions, put you extra few pieces of bacon in there, and have you a little snack of onion bacon. Alright, I let those cook for about 2 minutes, and I'm going to take a few of these pieces of bacon out for me to eat. And I like cooking smothered squash like this without bacon too. Just sauteing the onions in some butter. I like it like that too. I love smothered squash. Alright, so I took 4 of those. I'm going to eat 4 of those pieces of onion bacon. I'm just going to let those onions finish cooking. Alright, so onions are done. I'm going to put my squash in. And it is a lot of volume, but they shrink up so much because they have so much water in them. And once again, I'm using this little pan that's probably too small for this, but I make it work. I might get a little stuff all over the stove, but it ends up working. And all I put on my smothered squash for seasoning is salt and pepper. I love squash. I put a little bit of sugar in there too. So I just put a little bit of salt and a little black pepper. Yeah, I don't usually measure it, but I'm gonna put let's see, This is half a teaspoon of sugar I'm going to put in there. All right, now I'm just going to try to toss this around and get them all coated in the seasoning and everything. And I've got this on medium heat right now. With my smothered potatoes, I put a little bit of water in them. But with this, I don't, because they have so much water in the squash that it's going to, see, there we go. It's going to release that water in just a minute, and there'll be plenty of liquid in there. Now, if you have a bigger pot, please use a bigger pot. This is the only size cast iron frying pan that I have, so that's why I'm using it. To me, it just cooks it better, which I might be wrong. It might be just a mental thing, but I don't think so. All right. So now I'm just going to cover this. And I am going to check on it. I'm going to come stir it and all that. I don't know how long I usually cook it for, because I just cook it till it looks done. But I'll time it. It's 11:50 right now. I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes, and then I'm going to come stir it. And just wait till it's done. Alright, so this is what I mean by it'll start releasing their liquid. That's why I don't put any water in there with them. And some of them will brown a little bit before you stir them the first time, and that's okay. That gives it good flavor. And as you can see, I have made a mess all over my stove, as usual. But that's alright too. So I'm just going to stir these around, and then I'm going to cover them and let them finish cooking. Alright, well, it's been 30 minutes. And you certainly don't have to cook your squash that long. I'm sure some people are thinking, you know, why are you cooking that squash to death? Well, it's because it's smothered squash, and that's how I like it. So I've got the top off, and see all the liquid in there? I'm just going to leave the top off for a few minutes just to let some of that liquid evaporate. And then it'll be done. Alright, well, thank y'all so much for joining me again. This is just a simple side dish, just simple country food, I guess. And like I said, you don't have to cook your squash that long if you don't want to. But smothered squash, this is how my family made smothered squash. It was pretty much cooked to death. But that's how I like it. So if you don't want to cook that much, don't cook it that much. And like I said, I've done it without bacon, just with butter and onions, and it's good like that too. So if you don't have bacon, you could do that also. I'm going to make some smothered chicken tonight and mashed potatoes to go with this. So I'm going to go get that ready, and I'll see you next time.